Move on. As finding a lasting solution to incessant farmers-herders clashes in Nigeria continues to be elusive, maybe it's time the herdsmen look inward. In this regard, the Emir of Muri in Adamawa State, Abbas Tafida, has stressed the need for the pastoralists to embrace modernization and forsake traditional nomadic practices that have caused conflict over the years, lending his voice to the moves by the National Assembly to establish ranches across the country. The Emir stressed that modern livestock production is more profitable and less susceptible to tension between farmers and herdsmen. But before we go on, let's have a look at this video of the situation captured in Egbe, Kogi State.
Sorry, Okoloko. Sorry, wọn bá ṣe ń jẹ. Nílùú Ẹ̀gbẹ́, everybody ń pariwo pé kò sí oúnjẹ sẹ́rí nísìn. Adé ń sọ fún yín, ó lọ sápamọ́ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn màlúù ẹnu Okoloko. Sorry, màlúù ẹnu Okoloko. Ó dára. Nílùú Ẹ̀gbẹ́, ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ṣe wàhálà okoko sórí ayé yín tó bá fẹ́ sápamọ́ sínú gbọ́ǹbẹ̀ kó má jáde ibi ìbànú máa dé bá yín. Wá lé màlúù ẹ kúrò nínú oko olóko. Mo pariwo fún ẹ o.
Ọwọ́ wù ẹ́ sàbí.
Mo pariwo fún ẹ o.
Ọwọ́ wù ẹ́ sàbí.
Wá lé màlúù ẹ kúrò nínú oko olóko. Tọ̀. Wọ́n kọ́ dùn mí pé mẹ́mọ̀ lólóko yìí.
Ajẹmọ́.
Tọ́lá gbẹ̀yìn o. Bòròrò wá lé màlúù ẹ kúrò nínú oko olóko. Tọ̀. Ṣé ìdí bẹ́ẹ̀ parí oko olóko lọ́yẹ̀? Wọ́n ní lọ́ní bẹ́ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mú àbọ̀ àbọ̀.
Ṣé rí?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mú àbọ̀
Ṣé
àbọ̀.
rí? Àṣẹ ìpè kí alẹ́ ẹlákọ̀ ìkó náà kí alẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ náà oko olóko òkọ́ àmọ́jà jáde sóde àìpíọ̀ tòrá àlíọ̀ àìkọ́mọ́ ti dẹ́ lásìnà léra àìpíọ̀ kọ́ alẹ́ ẹlárẹ̀ kọ́ alẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ náà oko olóko.
Ṣé ìbẹ́ kò jẹ́ látàrí síbẹ̀ sí ní lọ? Àṣẹ ìwà òkè àṣẹ balance ti Okoloko fẹ́.
Eléyìí dùn ó dùn. Pàkí onípákí pákí ń èsì nílùú ẹ̀ka àgbàdo ìjókòólẹ́tì ẹ̀sẹ̀ píọ̀ ọ̀sàsínàgbẹ̀ àṣebọ́niwégbọ̀.
There you have it, gentlemen. Let me come to you, Mr. Adeoye. How do you translate? I mean, let's first translate what that man was saying in that video.
Well, what he's saying is a dialect of Yoruba. We call it Yagba. You know, he's saying, I say Pio. You know, we are just calling you. Oba le ela moko loko. Come and chase this. Ela is cow in the local dialect. You know, it's destroying Paki. Paki is cassava. Then he said, hey, Pakio. That means he didn't answer us. So it's, you know, Paki to answer, and then cassava. So he's saying that this is very unfortunate, calling on the whole world, that this is what we are seeing. This is what our farmers are going through. Even though you are telling us that there's food scarcity and all that, but how can we have sustainable food production with this kind of destruction going on, you know, in our rural areas? And nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to do anything about it. Egbe is a very, it's one of the big cities in Kogi State, and it's not too far from Ekiti State, and it's an ancient town, and that community has witnessed traumatic, you know, attacks on innocent farmers. Just 2 weeks ago, I got a call from that area. 2 people were killed. And this community...
Over this
issue, yes. This community is just few kilometers away from Ikoro, where the traditional ruler of that community was also killed. And it's just about 15 kilometers to where 2 traditional rulers in Ekiti State were murdered by suspected. So this is a terrible thing going on in our rural areas that are underreported, that did not usually do not go to the mainstream media. People do not get to hear about them. Our people are suffering. You could see the pain and anguish, the blood, etched out in the voice of this man who was doing the narrative. So we thank God for social media that people can speak their stories. They can write their stories, even though the mainstream media do not have access to this rural community. I think it's a big challenge. This thing is going on and on and on. People are dying, people are suffering. They can't go to farms. Women cannot even go to the stream to fetch water. The situation in this community is around 5 a.m. Women will go in bashes to local areas to fetch water, maybe about 1 kilometer away from their community. But they cannot do it because they will be raped. So, it's a major problem. People cannot no longer, that area is known for yam production, for tomatoes production, this area Egbe, for cassava. They are well known for that, but unfortunately, the destruction is going on and nobody cares, it's being reported about, it's been going on for the past 20 years. People have died. People have lost their fortunes. People are helpless. When you report to the police, the next thing is that they will release them because they always have one godfather somewhere. It's only the past few months, less than about a year ago, that we are seeing differences that they will report them and then, the police will take action. I'm aware that the army has moved in there, because I passed through there not too long ago, and they have some army posts in that area now, through Yemero, Takpaji, this area, Egbe, and all that. But the army cannot effectively address this problem because when sometimes there's no network, and the army posts are stations on the highways, so not in the on the farms where. So this, it speaks to the fact that we need to stop this, and that's why what the MI of Muri is saying, we need to stop. If not, people will be compelled to arm themselves to defend themselves.
All right, Adekule, apart from being challenging, isn't it also barbaric that a lot of Nigerians have lost their lives because some persons decided to prioritize the lives of cows over the lives of human beings?
Well, it's sad that over the years, because it's not new, we've been handling this matter, I don't even know now, throughout the last president, Muhammadu Buhari, all through his 8 years, we were battling with this crisis. And unfortunately, he left without a solution. And the solution, and you can see what is happening now. The voice of lamentation in that video was, you will see that he was not even talking about himself because apparently he wasn't the owner of the farm. But it just like a chance encounter, lamenting about what the damage a fellow Nigerian will. That looks like a mechanized farming, and probably the owner must have maybe taken money from the bank. And look at what is happening. Somebody just came with his cow, does everything, eating everything down. Believe me, it's very, very sad. And why are we so fixated about roaming the cows all over the place? We are not the only country. We have talked and discussed this matter over and over and over. And some people still believe they have this, don't know whether it's ethnic or natural, attachment to cows, as if there's nothing in it. Modernity has taken over, and we are not the only countries. What are we benefiting from cows that others are not benefiting? Those who are benefiting heavily from cows are not suffering this kind of damage, and we need to do something and modernize. Even when we pass the laws, are we going to implement them? We say everything's army, soldier. What can they do? The soldiers cannot be in the forest everywhere. Nigeria is a big place. Make it impossible for anybody to roam cows from anywhere to anywhere as they normally do. And some people believe it is Nigeria, they have a right to exist everywhere. Fine, the Constitution says that, but you don't have a right to destroy another people's source of livelihood. It is very, very unfair.